All right, so Rose is on now, and she's got the permissions for casting.
Yes.
All right, so I see everybody, and JP's on the line, but I don't hear him yet. I don't see the little
Nazanin and Amelia. This is completely separate, but I just made you guys, I think, moderators on the Murmur server.
Hello.
Oh, thanks.
I think I found a way to do it.
I can hear you, JP.
All right.
Hey.
1, 2, testing. 1, 2. Is this thing on?
Is this a thing on?
All right, so Rose said, oh, okay, so Rose is in.
Rose is in.
And then Amelia said she'd be
I'm gonna, can I go to the bathroom and refill my water before we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now we got 2 Roses. Nope, just 1 now.
Okay. We'll make. We have to. Well, there only can be 1, so we gotta make them fight to the death.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. And
yeah, I'll be like right back, guys.
All right.
It's like once we get everybody here, they all start leaving.
Yeah. All right, can you all see the screen? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter though. Like if you, as long as everybody can see some copy of the PDF, we're good to go.
Okay. I've got that. I'm keeping track of my Wi-Fi.
I better open my other 2.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Well. Can I just say Donald looks good? Like,
yeah, Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Duxie. Like, damn good.
Yeah, we're not gonna start that.
Yeah, that's literally the only duck sound I can make.
I can kind of, like, I can do angry duck noises. I can do either angry or drowning duck noises. Yeah, no. Yeah. So we being recorded right now?
I am rolling.
All right, cool.
So be on your best behavior.
No. Do you know the Donald Duck voice is actually a ventriloquism? Fucking damn it. Ventriloquism?
How so?
Yeah, it's like a special mouth thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's how they
Hello again.
They the voice. Actually, a lot of early animation, they studied puppeteering.
Oh, I would understand. Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah. A lot of the rules of animation kind of came from, was from puppeteering, which I thought was pretty smart.
All right, so we've got Magica. Lupine, are you on?
Should be. Can you hear me?
Yay!
I can hear you loud and clear. Excellent.
All right.
All right, I think that we're set. It's SpaceFemme back.
And we're waiting on Rose.
Yeah. Rose I did see that she said it's okay if we proceed on, get started. So I think as soon as SpaceFemme returns, we can start it.
I'm just gonna start munching on a bag of chips. Listen to every crunch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm back.
All right.
All right, I guess we're gonna.
Oh, let me open it in my Google Drive.
I guess we're gonna let Rose work on her stuff, and we'll just get started in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping my internet keeps up. This thing's been completely dodgy all day. I haven't decided a Fethry voice, but it's probably just gonna be my voice, but exaggerated.
Okay, the title Pride Ducks just makes it sound like gay pride.
Gander. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking. I just went like it's Pride. I don't know how to spell prejudice, and it's a duck.
Pride and Prejudice and Knuckles.
Yeah, I did not know how to spell prejudice.
And Peggy.
No,
Like, Pride ducks. I'll get it.
No, wait, Matt, you mispronounced prejudice as prejudice, and that is now your creation.
No.
Pride and Prejudice.
I meant to say prejudice. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Well, that's how I'm going to call it now. Prejudice.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pride and Prejudice, the duck comic for all ages.
Can we say wait? Can we say prejudice? Because we're lame.
Let's
can.
do
Let's say
that.
Prejudice.
Welcome to Pride and
Welcome
Prejudice,
to Pride
the
and
duck
Prejudice,
comic based
the porn
on.
parody of the duck parody of Pride and Prejudice.
All right, everybody ready? Let's
I
get
am.
this started.
Oh, hang on. Do we want to do introductions as per usual, going from top to
you're
bottom?
Right, we should.
No, I want nobody to know who the hell I am.
I don't know
Ta-da!
if I'm a top or a bottom, so.
Oh,
Ha, ha,
my.
ha.
Okay, I got the list up right here. So, let's start at the top. I think everyone can see yourselves. AJ.
I've got to keep the history of the awkward silence for the first guy going. Sorry,
You don't
obligatory.
have to.
It's obligatory. I'm AJ the BlueJay, the resident Jim Cummings of this merry band of merry dipshits, and I'm gonna be Donald, Gladstone, Gyro, Gearloose, and Goose.
All right, JP.
Okay, I'm JP2000, and I'm voicing Scrooge, and my Ludwig sounded a lot better in my head.
No.
It's okay.
Lupin?
I'm Lupine Leigh. I'm voicing Elvira, Brigitta, and Miss Quackfaster.
I'm MadBladder, and I'm voicing Fethry, or whoever.
Fethry.
I think AJ gets mad about it, but I like saying Fethry.
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 Bird, furry, bird, furry, bird, furry.
Bird furry.
Hey, I'm not hiding that.
Hi, I'm Amelia, aka Magica Spell. And if AJ is the resident Jim Cummings of this group, then I am the resident Tress McNeil.
Or June Foray. It
Yes,
varies depending on what mood she's in.
Yeah. Honestly, like June Foray, she fuels me.
Who are you playing?
I am playing Daisy Duck, April, May, and June. I'm playing Magica,
Duh.
obviously. And I'm also playing Martha Lloyd.
Can I just say, when you said April, May, and June, that was the exact same cadence that AJ said Huey, Dewey, and Louie in the Dangerous Currency introduction.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I did though. And I'm nodding my head to you.
That's why these two are going to get their own sitcom.
Yeah.
Hell
Go
yeah.
insane.
Yep.
Let's watch our new sitcom. Only on, what channel is it on?
Only
DW.
on Pornhub.
You know what? I want.
Okay.
I want to make a sitcom. Wait, are we still done?
No, wait. No.
We gotta continue on.
Alright,
Nazanin.
Yes, I am Nazanin, and I am playing Clara and Mrs. Reynolds. I don't know if Rose is on yet. Rose should be on in good time. SpaceFemme.
Hi, I'm Mary. I'm playing Jane Austen, and the Dangerous Currency highlight reel is coming.
Woo!
Yeah, don't worry, y'all.
Nobody knows that.
Plug your YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel is May Page. I mostly do makeup stuff, but I also do crack and
There's a shit ton of
I do
crap.
crack videos.
Mary 2020, I do crack.
Oh, no.
She just reviewed crack. It's a review blog. Except it's just
No.
crack in her
I
car.
can't believe
Why
I
did
didn't
that
hear
in the
it.
highlight reel?
I do like comedy type crack.
Yes, crack is funny.
Crack
Yeah.
is whack.
Yeah.
And we also got our friend Rose, who's playing Dickie in good time as soon as she can get her mic situation all handled.
We've got 2 roses in here.
I
don't know what the fuck's happening.
But Dickie comes in later, so we're just gonna...
Do we know if Rose is real? Like, has anybody heard her voice?
Well, she can type in our Discord, so...
I could be a robot.
There's somebody.
I spent January trying to make 2 Discord robots trying to argue with each other.
That could be me for all you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so here's my pitch. I want to make like a Pornhub sitcom where it's just porn situations that just get really, really, really close to the sex and then just never happen.
Nice.
Call it Blue Balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Kind of like what Belle Delphine did, but not really.
I only know that she just sold bathwater and she got.
I don't want to know anything more about Belle Delphine.
Selling normal bathwater.
I don't want to learn.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started.
Normal. In a couple of special cases, she drooled in it.
I don't want
it. No.
Ew.
Okay, Delphine, you fucking disaster of a human being.
Is somebody reading like the stage direction type thing, like the establishing Chawton Cottage?
Nazanin, you're doing that.
All right, I'll do it. Chawton Cottage, Hampshire, English.
Did we ever finish reading like Who's Who?
Huh?
Did we ever finish reading like who is actually like?
I think so.
I think so.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did, just because AJ introduced Rose on her behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Take a seat, Martha. I made some tea and baked an apple pie. I look forward to a long afternoon of reading.
Oh, Jane, I love your sweets just as much as your stories. What's it about this time?
Martha Lloyd, you're my best friend, and you're 10 years more experienced than me.
How impertinent. You shouldn't mention a lady's age.
Wisdom, Martha. And that's why I'm asking you for your opinion on my manuscript.
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single duck in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Enticing start. My dear, you've already drawn me in.
Good, because it's a work in 3 volumes. I thought of naming it First Impressions, but after completing its draft, I think a better name might be Pride and Prejudice.
First volume.
Don't you just love it when the title of the work makes it into the script somehow?
Yeah.
But there's like a movie version of that.
Testing.
Oh,
I'm sure there are a million.
Oh?
Was that Rose?
Was that
Rose's
Rose?
turn?
Hello?
Coming up, Rose?
Rose's
Hello?
turn?
Is this
Hello?
Rose?
Yes. Hi.
Yay!
Yay! Finally, we got
Oh
it.
my
had to
god,
get-
it's a
Alright.
miracle!
So much.
Question
Did you
you-
ever introduce herself?
Yes. Rose, introduce herself. This is
Hi.
the first time any of us has ever met you.
All right. Hi, I'm Rose Turney. That's not my real name, obviously. It's a stage name I go by. I've been doing voice acting for 6 years, and I'm playing Dickie Duck.
Yay!
At long last.
We can truly get this underway now. Let's do it.
Hopefully.
Yes, we can, and you're just in time because the story begins at the Downett family farm in Longbourn in the Hertfordshire. Here's where the 5 young Downett ducks live: Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Lydia, and Kitty, alongside their grandmother, Mrs. Elvira Downett, and her younger sister, Aunt Bridget. Bridget herself is returning home from a casual stroll in the nearby town of Meryton with news that...
It's been rented, girls, for the whole summer. Calm down, sister. What are you talking about? Am I reading the wrong line?
No, you're doing great.
By an
Are you realizing- are you both
wealthy
char-
duck from
Are you-
northern England, Mr. Big Duck. Yeah, I did read the wrong line out of
I started talking over you because I was like, I didn't know you were the same character.
Yep,
All right, who's Grandma Duck?
I'm Grandma.
Oh,
Yeah, she's both
I'm
characters.
talking to myself.
Hi, Grandma.
That's like Jim Cummings.
Okay, I'm talking about the Netherfield Park estate, Elvira. It's so close that you could walk there. We should arrange a rendezvous between that big duck. And yes, either Jane or Elizabeth would be perfect for him.
Huh?
You don't even know what he looks like. Oh, but I do know how large his assets are.
how did that get past the
Or
censors?
5,000 pounds per year, my dear. A dreamy sum. Exactly. Now come back to Earth and pass me the flour. Are you still practicing for that cooking contest? You've been doing it for months.
We're almost done, Aunt. Lydia's perfecting a super secret recipe. Well, it's just that I'm not sure if,
The winnings could cut down some months of our back rent. And you thought I was the one dreaming. Elvira, you should take the first step with McDuck and give him a warm welcome.
Pie's done, and it looks gorgeous.
Oh, it's your special occasion, apple pie.
Well, I was thinking... Oh, wait, no, that's not my line. Your line.
Well, I was thinking of knocking down the young McDuck through his sense of taste.
Wait, I just realized there's no alarm in this time. So the character just says bring.
No, there's a
pocket watch. That...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stupid.
Yes,
you are, but we still love you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, they do.
Oh, well, okay.
Yes. Did Elvira? No.
Yes, she was a deck of few words and much substance. She had the sweet delivered at Netherfield Park.
And McDuck was enthralled?
Not as much as he was enraptured by Jane's beauty and kindness. They met sometime later during a crowded party at Meriton.
Did you see? It's the Longbourn ladies.
She hopes for a beneficial engagement for one of her nieces.
Brigitta, it never misses a social event.
It looks like Fethry Bingduck only has eyes for Jane Downett, the eldest.
Matt, how about you be that other guy?
Well, she's a delightful, refined duck.
After all, the young ones have much different priorities.
We got two more over here.
Oh, let's see. Her sister Elizabeth isn't that bad either.
Elizabeth?
Over there, she's dancing with the Lucas's daughter, Clara.
Oh, Lizzie! I'm so happy for Jane. Bingduck finds her ravishing.
You're right, Clara. No matter that the others find him devastating.
You know anything about the two accompanying him? They look so different from Fethry.
I think that was me.
Oh, sorry.
You know anything about the two accompanying him? They look so different from Fethry.
Well, that's Magica, Bingduck's older sister. And he's Donald Duxie, a friend of hers. Apparently, he has a yearly revenue of £10,000.
What a snooty look. I find him instinctively unpleasant.
Curtsy bow thing. Oops.
Eek! You villain! You should be ashamed!
Well, I got the strap noise.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, that was my sketchbook. That was very bad.
You villain! You should be ashamed!
I'm sorry, Donald. What an amazing party! I'm not good at this. I've yet to see you dance.
Huh. There's no dame here that would be worthy of my dancing. You got yourself the only pretty duck.
Oh, Jane, the most adorable creature ever to live. Or to live ever. Whatever. Oh shit, I'm next. But Elizabeth, her younger sister, is just as alluring.
Elizabeth? I wouldn't say that at all.
I wouldn't say that at all.
No manners at all. Haughty and contemptuous. Who does he think he is?
Right? A duck so unpleasant that it would be a disgrace to be appreciated by him.
Ugh, it's about time this torture was over. A parade of country bumpkins with no elegance.
Oh, what an evening. Pleasant people and pretty girls, all right, sis? Wait, no, I keep adding words. I can't read.
It's okay that you're illiterate.
Yeah.
Fethry's probably illiterate too.
In any case, Elizabeth could have excused Mr. Duxley's pride if he hadn't offended hers. Of course, she didn't miss his and Magica's air of superiority, and yet she was happy to learn that Fethry's sister desired some days later to meet Jane again.
Meet Jane again?
Yep, maybe Magica, just like Duxley, wanted to learn more about her. Or maybe she meant to study her brother's reaction on a second date.
Maybe. You should know of your character's motivations.
It's true, but it's of no importance here. What matters is that the two of them met again. And again. And Fethry's fondness for Jane was ever more clear.
And what about Elizabeth?
Oh, Elizabeth was so focused on observing the goofy courting that Mr. Bingduck was bestowing upon her sister that she didn't even notice she had become an object of desire herself. Desire of none other than the proud Mr. Duxley. Donald was starting to feel enthralled by Lizzie's liveliness, by her independent spirit and the scathing answers she dared say. Thus, one evening, during the umpteenth party, he offered her a dance.
And what about her?
She readily turned him down. Duxley could then do nothing but follow her with his gaze, more surprised than remorseful.
I know what's going through your mind.
I rather doubt that.
You're thinking about how unbearable it would be to spend such a long time in an environment like this. You're thinking about how much you long to go back to the city.
Not at all.
I
was meditating on the delightful joy 2 beautiful eyes on the face of a graceful duck can bring.
And Magica didn't argue?
Not this time. Maybe she thought Duxley was referring to her. In the following days, alongside the news that an entire regiment would establish itself in Meryton for the winter.
I think that's April, May, and June.
An entire regiment? In Meryton? The whole winter? So many handsome ducks in uniforms!
Longbourn also received a letter from Netherfield.
Rose?
Oh boy. Did we lose her again?
Rose!
Rose! It's your turn, Rose!
Dickie Ross, you there, Ross?
Oh dear. Right at the crucial moment.
Oh no!
Okay.
You had one job!
Motherfucker.
I'll step in for now, and then Rose can jump back in when she gets there. Okay? Is that all right?
Fine with me. I don't know.
According to the chat, Rose is speaking, but we can't hear her.
Oh.
What a fine mess we've found ourselves in once again.
Yes. I am convinced that this production is cursed.
Yeah.
And you cursed it,
Magica,
damn it, Magica.
uncurse us.
Of all the productions,
It's out of my hands. I'm only a clock.
No,
What?
no technical problems for dangerous currency. No technical problems for Twilight. But
Quacklight.
Pride and Prejudice is Quacklight, yes.
Testing 1, 2, 3. I hope this is going through.
Hey,
Oh, I hear
you're
you.
back.
Yay, finally.
I'm so sorry. My thing's like acting up.
All right, well, it's your line.
All right.
Yeah.
For me, it's from Magica Buckton. Buckduck. Bangduck. I can't read. I'm looking at this from the side, so I can't read. It's from Magica Bangduck. They're inviting me over for lunch. Can I have the carriage?
No, dear. You'll go on horseback.
On horseback?
But Aunt Bridget, it's about to rain.
Exactly. This way, our Jane will be forced to extend her stay at Netherfield.
Whatever, we'll edit it in post.
Hell yeah.
Alright, sneeze. Rose, sneeze.
Ooh, that was good. And for some reason, the page doubles.
I'm kind of getting nervous. Like, why do I have to be like your date? Like, you're gonna start talking, and then I gotta roll off that and be like, oh, hey, yeah, cool.
It's fine.
My dearest Lizzie, I feel very unwell this morning, which I suppose is due to yesterday's rainstorm. My kind friends don't intend on sending me back home until I have fully recovered.
How wonderful. If Jane gets a cold, it'll be for a good cause. To win over Big Duck, just as you wished. You're so dramatic, Elvira. It's just a little cold.
I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going there.
The road's too muddy. You won't be presentable once you get there.
I'll be plenty presentable for Jane.
I'd tell you to get the other horse, but I know you don't like riding.
I'd rather walk. My motivation will lighten the distance. I'll be home for dinner.
But Lizzie wouldn't come back home before some days had gone by because her sister had a cold, and back then that was almost a death sentence. And Bridget, though, was on to something as she foresaw the disapproval of the hosts.
Hello? Bitch, what the fuck you doing here? Get the fuck out.
Can I see my sister?
Fethry led Lizzie to Jane, who wanted her to stay because she figured she was probably dying, so...
Allow me, Miss Elizabeth. Stay here in Netherfield until...
Jane has fully recovered.
Bruh.
Oh, good. A prolonged stay will serve to hasten their engagement.
Quadruple face palm.
Thus, Lizzie was ready to spend some time with the awful Mr. Duxie.
Ugh. 5 miles through the mud. What did she mean to prove? These bumpkins don't have any sense of decorum. Don't you agree, Mr. Duxie?
None at all. But Miss Elizabeth's eyes were even brighter after her walk.
I'm sorry, what? Ooh, Donald Duxie's falling in spite of his pride.
Maybe we too are falling victims to our own prejudices?
Roll credits!
Hey, play me out,
What
Paul!
if he's just shy? Or maybe he's hiding something?
By the king's beard, how enticing! Come on, tell me more about their forced coexistence.
Lizzie talks back to the wicked Magica whenever she whines about her, and doesn't grant any familiarity to Mr. Duxie, although she can't help but notice how often he stares at her, or how obsessive Miss Bing Duck's interest in Donald is.
She's always making remarks about him and proclaiming his perfection, and about Donald's younger sister, Georgiana Duxie, back in Pemberley, and her cooking skills, and blah, 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 blah.
Does Magica wish for an engagement with Donald?
Duxie doesn't give much thought about her sweet talk, but she's jealous of his fondness for Miss Lizzie, jealous to the point of making herself the centerpiece of his thoughts.
Miss Downett, follow my lead and take a walk in the parlor with me.
Gladly.
Care to join us, Mr. Duxie?
No, thank you. I can think of 2 reasons only which would push you to take a walk in the parlor, and I'd be in the way in either case.
How mysterious. What could he mean by that?
The best way to spite him would be to not inquire him about it.
Oh, I don't wish to spite the good Mr. Duxie at all. Sparkle, sparkle.
And I don't mind telling you the meaning behind my claim. You could have some secrets you want to entrust to one another, in which case my presence would be indiscreet. Or maybe you're aware of the fact that movement enhances beauty, inclining one to look at you. In which case, I'd rather admire you from here in my comfort.
Okay, but can we just take a moment to look at Fethry just sleeping on the couch? He is just so cute. He is so cute. I love him. How presumptuous. How should we punish him for that?
By making fun of him. Miss Bing Bong, confess to me, what are his defects?
Alas, I fear he has none. Mr. Duxie is serious, calm, and loyal, a man of integrity. Plus, he's handsome and rich.
There's nothing that could provoke laughter? Pity, I like to laugh.
You're wrong, Miss Downett. I have faults enough. For an example, I cannot forget offenses. My good opinion once lost is lost forever.
Resentment, then. It is indeed a failing, yes. But you've chosen yours well. It's nothing to laugh about. You're safe from my snide remarks, Mr. Duxie.
Lizzie concludes pungently. The only good thing which came out of these days was Fethry's promise of holding one day soon.
I think that's Brigitta.
I think that's actually Elvira. Well, either way, it's Lupine.
Yeah, Lupin, just say the line in whatever voice you choose.
That's why I was checking to see whose voice it was. A ball at Netherfield. Oh, it would be Bridget. A ball at Netherfield? Such sensational news. Speaking of news, I've received an important letter from someone who will soon be our guest. Did Mr. Big Duck decide to stay in return of his favor? He doesn't waste any time, does he? You got him good, my dear Jane. Is not him, but my cousin Coldrake.
Who? Never heard of him.
Rose.
Rose.
We have to summon thee.
We have to perform the ritual.
Yeah, I've got watch the tape.
Curtain up, light the lights. You got nothing to hit but the heights. Oh, are you here, Rose?
Yes. I have to keep changing which button I choose for push to talk.
Do what I do. Just do the other one.
I did R, and then I was like, oh, you can't do that now.
No, I mean the
open mic.
The option. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, why don't you just do that?
It didn't seem to work because I had it open earlier, and you guys couldn't hear me.
Oh, well, all right then. Anyway.
That's fine.
Never heard of him.
He's this farm's landlord.
The one we pay our rent to.
Rose, you gotta go again.
Oh, fuck, that was me. Sorry.
Holy shit, Dickie said the fuck word.
You were very young the last time he came to visit.
We have yet to overcome our boredom from last time. Is he that boring? Even more than that, he's a distinguished scholar. And dusty to boot. A boring treaty? His favorite book.
Blah, 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 and therefore, blah, blah, blah.
Inspiring for a slide, JP.
Could not have been delivered better.
Yes. He's pompous and prim. An hour with him and you'll lose all your vim. Or maybe you'll feel grim.
Can I have a word with you, Elvira?
Not now. I'm very busy. You can tell me, Mr. Coldrake.
Oh, pause. Can we just point out that for some reason Brigitta is gushing hard for Ludwig when she's supposed to be gushing hard for Scrooge? Like what?
She just likes all the old men.
He's got a type.
Wait, is this her cousin?
It's usually the oldest man. You know what? Now to think of it, it probably is.
I think they said it's her cousin.
What's the vice versa of a cougar?
Let's not get into that.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm not very concerned about the age
Gold
difference.
digger, that's the term. It's a gold digger.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
At top of the page.
Page 34.
Yeah, Lupin, did you, Bridget,
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Oh, well, there's nothing I'd like more, Miss Bridget. I was personally enough to obtain patronage from the obscenely wealthy Lord Scrooge de Burrow. It pains me that And the Downnet girls would see me nothing but a tax collector.
Get to the point. The day's already been full of emotions.
You see, I'd like to rehabilitate the image the girls have of me.
What do you mean?
Yes, from commendable landlord to the fiance of one of your young nieces.
What?
And,
Sir, you are 80.
And I think he's related to them.
It's okay. That wasn't looked down upon back then.
I know, but when was this adapted?
Hey man, I don't know. I don't know about old timey stuff, but when I want to be cool to somebody, I don't date their sister.
I can tell you this wasn't very common back in the 1800s when this book was written. So
when was the comic written? Is the thing because like
I'm
they
gonna
could have
say
changed
probably
the
thousands.
No, I think
Probably
like
within the last 5 years.
Oh, geez.
Anyway,
I would kill for a textless image of this next panel because it is just so adorable.
Yeah, I would too.
And if you allow me, I'll say that the eldest of the Downey sisters piqued my interest.
Jane?
Oh no!
Worry not. Bridget was quick to inform him that Jane is about to tie herself to another, and also they're related.
Whew.
And she proposes an alternative solution to Coldrake, was just to get the fuck out of that house because landlord or not, they're related.
Uh-oh, don't tell me you're talking about...
Lizzie, she doesn't have feelings for any duck at all. Or at least not yet.
Did you take a look at our lacy ribbon? It is delightful, but the other one isn't. But the satin one isn't bad either. And what about the velvet one? Beautiful, but we can only pick one: lace, satin, or velvet. We'll get any of our picks.
Poor little girls. The best thing would be getting all three.
But
allow me to offer this small gift to the young ones. How much will it be?
Any nameless background character, anyone can take this.
Not a dime, sir.
Next, you have another line.
As our millionth customer, we'll give you these ribbons.
Well, too bad I didn't buy anything else.
Hi.
Are they crushing on Gladstone?
Yeah.
Ah, puppy love. Here, little girls, make yourselves even prettier.
Oh, you're so kind and handsome and gallant. Of such great fortune.
Not as great a fortune as having met such lovely young lady.
Roll with it.
Not as
You
great
know
a
what?
fortune
She's
as having met
Gladstone. The word
such
is lovely
lovely
now.
young ladies. We've all got to have our flubs at least once during this, huh?
The guy is honest to God so lucky he could just make noises, and it's whatever language convenient.
No.
I see what you mean.
Forgive me for acting on impulse like that.
You made them happy, and that's all that matters. So, who do we have to thank for this?
Wickham, miss. Gladstone Wickham. I got here in town yesterday alongside the regiment.
Oh.
Oh, is that me?
That's Fethry.
Yeah. Miss Downette! Miss Downette!
Oh, look, Jane is Mr. Big Duck.
I think that's Rez.
That's who?
Oh shit.
And he's not alone, Lizzie?
Yeah, that's you. That's Rez.
Yeah.
That is Dicky, Jane.
Rose!
Oh dear.
Right.
Rose!
And he's not alone, Lizzie.
Miss Jane, what a pleasure meeting you here in town. We were heading to Longburn as to make sure that you were blah blah blah. We were heading to Longburn as to make sure that you were in good and he. Oh, ow!
Did you hurt yourself?
Did I just say Dickie's line?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I know I did.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nope, your sweet face is a good medicine as there is. Or whatever. I'm just gonna add words now. Just gonna add all the words. I'm not gonna read anymore.
Miss Elizabeth?
Mr. Duxie. So you came here to check on my sister's health.
It's mere duty, and... But maybe I'm bothering you. I can see you've already got plenty of company. Farewell, Miss Downett.
That is a snooty-looking horse.
That's a snooty ass horse.
And a snooty-ass duck that's riding it.
Yes. Did Duxie and Wickham know each other already?
Judging from that look, yes. And they didn't like each other one bit. Elizabeth was tormented by an undying curiosity for days, and during these days she would often come across Mr. Wickham.
Oh, don't leave me hanging, too. Wouldn't a lady with an attitude such as Lizzie tease this little soldier a bit to make him spill the beans?
Actually, it was Wickham who would bring up the subject.
Duxie's my cousin. We were raised together. Our uncle possesses an enormous fortune. He meant to entrust me with a little sum of money so that I could invest it, but Donald prevented him from doing so. He convinced him to retrace his steps. From then on, our relationship deteriorated.
What a vile act! What drove him to act like that?
His dislike of me? Moved by his envy of my good luck and good looks?
Oh, and Lizzie, who already didn't hold Duxie in high regards,
Was dumbfounded. She thought of Donald as very proud, but she hadn't thought him petty. In any case, Elizabeth would soon find herself with way worse problems to deal with. What? You'll find out soon.
I think that was Nazanin, but it's okay.
Oh,
That's cool. All
You
right,
can
you
go.
want to go on to the second part of it?
Yeah, let's do volume 2.
Volume 2.
I just
All
gotta
right.
let it load.
Volume
Boogaloo.
2.
I almost made the Magica on this page my profile picture, but then MadBladder released new art, and I'm just like la da 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 da. This is mine now. I'm making this my profile picture. It's only on Discord. Don't worry. I do not support art theft.
I think forever and all of time, my picture will be Donald Duck and Spike Spiegel hair.
Good.
Oh
I
wait,
like it.
I thought that was I always thought that was the guy from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that's Spike Spiegel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before
You'll have
we
to forgive
start
me, I don't
volume
watch
2, can I
Cowboy
refill my
Bebop.
water?
Okay.
Well, let's try actually troubleshooting Rose's microphone.
Alright, I'll be right back while you guys do that.
Wait, is this the intermission segment?
Yes.
I suppose so. Well, it seems like she's got to change her the key that she uses for push to talk every single time because
It's acting up!
Yeah.
it's like
Can I
you use
just
it once
say,
and then
I
your
really
computer
like the voice
decides.
that you give Jane in this. Like, it's just like really cute, and it just fits her very well.
Yeah, it does.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I think what I'm gonna do for Fethry is just try to speak the lines as fast as I can.
It's working, honestly.
And
Matt.
Yeah,
I
like
think
it.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because, I mean, it's not like Tom Kenny can just, like, magically come and possess you. He's still possessing Penny Parker from that one Snapcube Let's Play. Subscribe to Snapcube.
Hell yeah.
I think Rose, I think there's an arrow under the microphone,
Oh.
and for me it had like 8 different settings, and I've only had like 2 microphones, so you may want to mess around with that.
I have it on both my microphones, so...
You can have 2 microphones at once.
Well, no, it's my normal microphone, but I have it for both my microphone input and my microphone output. The same one for... So I have
That's
no clue.
weird.
But wait, you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Shit, this is up a mic.
Woo!
Yeah, I mean you sound good.
Awesome.
What-
This is a Yeti, FYI.
Yeah, that's why. The Yeti's good.
I I always hate doing these is because like I'm kind of like I just do my voice except exaggerated, and I always go up like sometimes it's Amelia or something, which is like somebody's just used to voice acting. I'm like, yeah. They'll
Hey,
do like
it's
an amazing performance, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna speak with my normal voice.
Yeah.
hey, it's a good foundation.
What were we saying?
Oh, I always have to come up with somebody like used to voice acting, and then it's like I always come in with my shitty normal voice, go like, yeah, I'm gonna act the part. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
roll off of
fine.
that.
Yeah.
Quick question on page 10. Is that first line of dialogue Jesse's, Coldrake, or is that Bridget?
I
For the
think
honor
that's
of a
the
private audience?
narrator, who's probably Jane.
No, for the
Wait.
honor of a private audience with Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, that's probably Ludwig.
All right.
Where is Duck Pride? Where did I put that? Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's probably Ludwig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely.
All right.
Some of us are acting the part, but then there's like me who like I feel like I kind of have to do
Yeah.
like June Foray and Trash McNeil. I need to like do their voices for Daisy and Magica. April, May, and June is more flexible, but it is very heavily based on like the voice that I use for Webby and Dangerous currency.
I already told you guys my plan. I'm just gonna try to say the lines as fast as I can.
Yes.
That'll work.
All right. Are
And,
we all ready? Are we all ready?
Yes.
Actually, just got back as you said that.
I feel like I need to sneeze. Hopefully I won't.
Just sneeze while we're talking. I want you to hold that sneeze for the worst possible time.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay?
Ready for another part of the story, Martha?
Oh, sorry. Why even ask? I've been wondering what is going to happen to Lizzie for days.
Oh, can I interrupt for a moment? So, is it cool that I use a hospital, like a doctor's mask, as like a pop filter?
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you do
You mean
you.
you've not
Do
been?
we actually know that works?
I
To,
don't.
like,
I
hold it up.
I mean
I
that
can't
sounds
tell
about
you
right.
because I have an actual pop filter.
I also have an actual pop filter, but
All right,
that
cool.
sounds like a great idea.
I don't have a microphone, so.
I've got like a secondhand microphone from like a pawn shop.
Nice.
And it's actually really shit, but like, I'm just gonna hold that in front of me.
I've
No,
got
so-
a studio.
I don't have.
I have a basement.
I have checks with little poodles on them.
And apparently I have a Sword Art Online figure in the basement. I won it in a contest and I can't sell it because one time when I was trying to display it, I accidentally snapped the head off of it
Ooh.
and had to glue it back on.
Oh my god. Alright, are we
So
gonna
now
keep
I
going?
can't resell it, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. It's a cool figure. Anyway.
So let us return to Longbourn and the story of the Downit family. Coldrake is about to ask.
For the honor of a private audience with Miss Elizabeth.
But of course, we shall leave you alone right away. Lizzie can hardly wait to learn what you have to say.
Well, wait, Bridget! Stay, I'm certain you can listen to him as well.
Nonsense, Elizabeth. You stay here. Out, girls. You too, Jane.
Jane, please. Don't leave me alone with him. He smells like prunes and old library books.
At this very moment, Ludwig von Drake busted a nut.
Ouch.
I really thought that's what they meant when they drew that for a second.
The speech bubble is clearly
thought they were
pointing
making
to
an
his
innuendo.
knee. He's got old knees. That's all it is. This is a kid's comic.
I couldn't tell where the bubble was coming from. I thought it was just a circle.
God damn it. I
Oh,
want to preserve the
right.
innocence
Take
of these
get an
jokes.
old man going.
Oh, ew, 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 ew.
All right. Anyway,
This is
Jesse,
not that
please
kind
save
of
us.
fervor.
Alright,
Not
Jesse,
that
take it
kind of
away.
Right. Miss Elizabeth, your modesty merely adds to your other talents. You would have been the same able had you not shown this slight unwittingness. I can assure you that I have your aunt's permission to make this address.
Wait. She said that she would have been less amiable had she not shown an unwillingness. Like,
Yeah.
is like she like actively like being like
Yeah.
I really don't want to be like.
He
I
finds
really
it
don't wanna
hot that
talk to
she's
this
playing
guy,
hard
and
to
he's
get.
Just like that's kind of hot.
I guess it's like she doesn't want to be alone in a room with a man who's not her husband.
I guess.
Or like she doesn't want to be rude to the other people in there. I don't know.
Maybe it's because he's just like in the story. He's just so goddamn fucking boring.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
And also, he smells like prunes in old library books.
Yeah.
And he's speaking at this moment, and everybody can hear him through the door.
As soon as I entered this house, I decided on you as my companion for life. And I would like to clarify the 3 reasons that led me to the engagement. Yeah?
Mr. Coldrake?
Yeah. First, any scholar with as rich a library as you should be reading the best educated girl. Second,
Coldrake?
Second, a union like this could greatly increase my image for a scientific polarizer.
Mr. Coldrake, I beg of you.
And third, it was my patron, Lord Scrooge de Burr, who suggested I find a fiancé. He told me 4 hands are better than 2 when looking for treasure. That may be revealed by the study of ancient maps, a study subsidized by Lord Scrooge himself.
Mr. Coldrake, please! You were too hasty. You've forgotten to ask for my opinion.
That? You're that?
What?
I'm grateful, truly, but I cannot accept.
How come? Of course. I know that it is customary for young women to reject their suitors so as soon as to ascertain their sincerity. In that case, I can only praise your conduct.
You do not understand. I cannot accept. You could never make me happy, and I would be the last duck in the world to make you happy. Excuse me.
Rejected.
REJECTED, rejected.
Which is knowing Ludwig von Drake, I was just kind of waiting for him to like pull down a fucking world map, have like a chart on why they're probably very compatible, what their babies may look like.
He's getting worse.
He's just doing it from a completely scientific and analytical sense. It's like, we would just probably be a good couple.
Stop saying scientific because they're related and it makes it sound like he knows that's weird.
Anyway.
Okay, Dickie's up. Gotta find the right key for the push to talk.
Yes.
Is it R or L this time? Maybe it's Q.
Just hit all the keys at once, and one of them will have to work.
You got like 10 fingers though. Alright, just do the first row of buttons and then the second row of buttons.
I think I heard her say something, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more time. Let's fucking test.
Hey.
We hear you.
Hey!
It was on open mic earlier, but it's just,
Just keep talking.
All right.
Just even when you're not supposed to, just keep talking.
All right. Lizzie.
So, is it done? May I congratulate you?
Without a doubt, Miss Bridget. Miss Elizabeth's refusal is simply due to her natural modesty.
Refusal? Elizabeth, come back here. Have you taken leave of your senses?
Can I just say something real quick?
What up?
Yeah.
Oh, the word that Ludwig used earlier is amiable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which
Amiable.
pleasant or friendly manner, so.
All right. Sorry.
It's all good. I don't know how to read either, so I couldn't really make that call.
You're fine.
Probably should just call it. Yeah.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Sorry,
That's okay.
GW. I never
I
was
just
much
wanted
good
to
at
point out
school.
in these next couple slides that Ludwig gets rejected and then finds the other thickest girl. Even a thicker girl and go like, this will work.
Miss Clara.
Yeah.
And then he busts a nut again.
Not again.
Oh yeah, I get almost a whole page to myself.
Ooh.
Nice.
Elvira, sister, you must come with me immediately. You absolutely have to convince Elizabeth to get engaged to Mr. Coldrake. I have to do what now? She told him she does not wish for it. You must speak to her. Come on out, Lizzie.
Yes, Grandma.
Your aunt insists that you accept Coldrake's offer. Exactly, or I will never see her again. An unhappy alternative is upon you. From today, you will be a stranger to one of us.
Huh?
Bridget will never want to see you again if you refuse Mr. Coldrake.
Bruh.
And I will never see you again if you accept.
Oh, Grandma! Thank you. Thank you.
Treason and treachery, you should be ashamed.
Thank you, Grandma. He's just so fucking boring.
Don't forget, he smells
I know,
like prunes
dear.
and
He's
old
such a
library
yawn.
books.
Yes. Be ashamed, even.
Sooner Lizzie would have reason to be ashamed of her eccentric relatives, especially the one who proposed to her. It was sometime later on the occasion of the highly anticipated dance at Netherfield.
Oh, yes, the Netherfield dance. Tell me. Hang on.
If only Grandma was here. With her wisdom, she would be able to keep all this tomfoolery in check.
Ludwig!
Well, oh,
JP!
Sorry. Okay. Well, ba ba ba. No, ba ba ba.
The family is making a spectacle of itself. Mr. Coldrake with that overly polite behavior. And Aunt Bridget, who almost screams when she talks about Jane and Mr. Bing Bong.
Blah, 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 and then blah.
And not that they care, but... La, la, la. My little sisters are having too much fun.
Ba 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 ba, and finally, da da da.
Oh, remarkable.
And Clara, I asked her to keep Coldrake away, but now she's taking it too far. What am I to do? Mr. Wickham isn't even here.
Pardon me, Miss Elizabeth. Would you allow me this next dance?
Mr. Duxie, I already refused him once, and yet he tries again, and with such a serious expression at that. Am I wrong, or did he hesitate? Is he perhaps just shy? Oh, what are you doing, Lizzie? You can't stand him. He's conceited, prideful, and
So handsome.
Has really sweaty palms.
His palms are sweaty.
Mom's spaghetti.
Palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti.
Anyway.
if I had hoped to go unnoticed, that's no longer an option. Well, let's make this as painless as possible. For starters, we don't actually need to talk to each other. He's a fantastic dancer, and staying quiet is his specialty. I could cause him difficulty by causing him, or I could cause him difficulty.
Oh gosh.
Difficulty by pushing him to speak.
And the page is duplicated again.
I love this dance. What about you, Mr. Duxie?
Huh? Yes, it is not bad.
It is your turn to say something about the size of the room or the number of couples.
Do you always talk while you dance?
Sometimes one must speak a little if you don't want to be entirely silent together.
In that case, I have something to ask you. Do you and your sisters often walk to Meryton?
Yes. When you met us the other day, we had just made a new acquaintance.
Mr. Wickham is a lucky duck with a refined manner, so he makes friends easily. But he is not quite as capable at keeping them.
He had the misfortune of losing your friendship, and that can't have been easy.
And so Lizzie could leave with the satisfaction of having hit the mark. A couple of days later, she receives a visit from Clara, who has...
Big news!
What could it be? Oh, your eyes are sparkling. It must be something wonderful.
Indeed. It may sound a little strange, but it's what I've always wanted. Mr. Coldrake asked for my hand, and I accepted!
Mr. Coldrake? Are you serious? That boring chatterbox?
I thought you liked to keep it in the family.
Not that bad. Wait, what?
Yeah, much better than keep it in the family. Ooh.
I assure you, it's not that bad. We talked a lot the other night. Oh, this engagement is a dream. I'll be visiting him soon in Hunsford, over in Kent. I'll get to see his immense library. He lives close to Rosings, Lord Scrooge's estate. I sincerely hope that you can join me in there for some time. Please be happy for me.
Oh yes, you'll get to see his immense library.
That's totally
That's
what
what we're calling it.
Happy for her. She stole your fiancé just like that.
Also, another typo, they used the female spelling of fiancé.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Please,
scanlation,
Aunt
so we got to give it some leeway for
Yeah.
not
Wow, I
professionalness.
can't believe they're all lesbians.
I want to credit the person who did the translations, but I can't find out what their damn name is or anything. It's just
Well, I
an
mean, I
anonymous
got this
person.
from like an anonymous message board, so
Yeah.
yes.
Who even knows?
Please, Aunt Bridget, Clara was sincerely pleased.
I don't doubt it. One day she will come and ask you for the rent.
Ooh.
Awesome.
That's Dickie again.
Oh,
What is it, Jane?
Bad news?
read.
It's from Magica Bingduck, announcing their departure for London.
What are you saying? Who is leaving for London?
All of them. Her brother, and Mr. Duxie. She says they have no intention of ever returning to Netherfield.
But so suddenly? What does it mean?
It means all is lost, Lizzie. I was a fool to think.
Hold your horses. If there are any fools here, it seems to me that they are all the others. First, Coldrake, he wants to get engaged to me, and then he asked my friend for her hand. And now this. Fethry's interest in you was so evident. But the other night at the ball, our crazy family made fools of themselves. Who knows what Bingduck thought of it? Still, I can't understand how... Of course! Bingduck's sister! That witch!
How appropriate.
Yes. I bet it was her, with the complicity of that hateful Duxie who took Fethry away.
Oh, Lizzie, do not say that.
Not caring a lick about your happiness and hoping only to increase the wealth of her brother. Probably through an engagement with a wealthy Londoner.
Lizzie, that's enough. You're wrong about Magica. She's full of herself, it's true. But she would never.
Don't justify her, Jane. She's a harpy.
Maybe if we get some lemons, we can keep them in Netherfield.
But I know how you can get around her evil plans.
Huh?
Except Uncle Goosener's offer to spend some time with him in London. You could run into good Mr. Bing Bong and talk to him. I'll wait for Clara to reach Hunsford to visit her. And on my return, I will join you. What do you say?
I would be lost without you, Lizzie.
It's April. The carriage ride taking Lizzie to Clara runs along the immense Rosings Park. At the top of the hill, she can see the square residence of the ludicrously rich Lord Scrooge de Bourgh. In the past few weeks, Jane has written several times from London pretending to feel better. She recounts having received only a single visit from Magica 15 days after her arrival with her uncle, and how she was made to understand that she had deceived herself about Mr. Bing Bong's affection for her. Jane, resigned, has given up on trying to talk to him.
Oh, real
Lizzie,
quick.
welcome.
Real
Oh,
quick.
I'm so glad you're here.
It seems like the last name of Fethry and Magica constantly flip flops from Bing Duck to Bing Bong.
Who's your friend who likes to play bing bong, bing bong?
At first, I thought it was
I'm
just
guessing-
Daisy like mockingly calling them Bing Bong, but Jane just called them Bing Bong. So like, what's the
I'm
deal?
guessing it was just an error on the scanlation part, on the scanlation front, an error.
I
But
think
it
we'll
happened
have to
so many
conclude that.
times.
I think it
Autocorrect,
is
maybe?
an endearment type of thing because it sounds like something. Though I could double check the original like book because I'm not 100% sure.
Honestly, if it were up to me, it'd be a different name every time.
That's actually great.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I guess the
I
moral of the
understand
story
that.
here is read my scanlations.
Yes.
It's kind of like Pop Team Epic, how they have 2 different voice actors every episode.
Well, I just love it's like the normal anime voice actors and just 2 random dudes.
Who are also
Yeah.
anime voice
But
actors.
then again,
Are they?
Pop Team
yeah,
Epic
the
is
dudes are
special.
always...
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, sorry about that. Let's
I'm
continue.
so glad you're here. My fiance made an entire area of the house available just for the 2 of us.
How very kind of you, Mr. Coldrake.
Oh, that's nothing compared to what you're going to experience tonight.
Ew.
Ew!
No, no,
You're not that lucky, old man.
they're not. No.
Did you not tell
Yeah,
her, dear?
I am not. I'm not gonna participate in a 3-way if that's what you're asking.
I mean, you just got off the carriage.
She just got off.
Stop. Fuck.
Did you not tell her, dear?
She just got off the
Oh.
carriage. Yeah.
Is that a euphemism for something?
It was a bumpy ride.
We have been
That
invited.
brings that go-karting song by Garfield Glennote straight to mind.
We have been invited by Lord Scrooge, who wants to dedicate some of his precious time to us.
He's waiting
like
for us
a-
at Rosie's 6 o'clock. Let's go get ready.
Simple dress should suffice. It will denote the difference in the status between you. And put on a show. Lord Scrooge's mansion is cold.
Cold?
Bruh, you're
Oh,
married.
it's freezing. I was expecting a sumptuous palace, and instead,
So you also think this place needs some improvement, huh?
these louvers with no glass allow drafts in, and the stairs are dark due to what? A shortage of candles?
Just wait until you meet him, Lizzie. He's an old duck with a grim demeanor.
His lordship is thrifty. On the table there are unique items found on missions in search of buried treasures.
Yeah, buried in the trash. Hashtag owned.
Drake! Your Eminence, allow me to present my cousin Elizabeth. I'd prefer that you present me the results of your studies. You're slacking, Drake. Time is money. Did you think I called you here to offer your dinner? But I thought.
What gallantry? Let's just leave.
Calm down. Lord Scrooge's bite is worse than his bark. Lord Scrooge's bark is worse than his bite. His residence is a reflection of his character. What you don't see here is another wing of the building. A room full of gold coins in which he is said to love to bathe. It seems that the old man's immense fortune began with a single coin, which he keeps in a precious crystal case which no one may open, except for his nephew, who has the thankless task of polishing all the coins one by one.
Lord Scrooge has a nephew?
Well, Quackmore has informed me that our last 2 guests have arrived. Take a seat at the table, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have dinner. Dinner, sir? But I thought you said, don't trust too much in your ears, Goldrake. You neglect what you might learn in other ways. I did treasures advice.
Introducing Colonel Gyro Fitzgearloose and his greatest friend, the nephew of Lord Scrooge, Mr. Donald Duxie of Pemberley.
Later at Coldrake's.
Did you know?
I only found out a few days ago. What a surprise. I didn't think we'd find him at dinner.
Dinner? Expired crackers and recycled tea? What a character, that Lord Scrooge. And even Mr. Duxie even seemed used to that frugal meal.
He wasn't very talkative, was he?
Is he ever? His friend, on the other hand, was nice.
It's Gearloose? Yes, he looks to be Duxie's opposite. He seems to delight in inventions, you know? We'll see him again. He and Duxie will stay at Rosen's for a while.
In the following days, during her walks in the park, Lizzie came across Duxie more than once, but she always finds ways to avoid him. She prefers the company of the Colonel, with his cheerful and sunny demeanor. She couldn't imagine that shocking truth is about to emerge.
What do you mean?
Gyro's gay!
Gyro is about to confide in Lizzie without knowing how involved she is in what he is telling her. This all takes place while the good Colonel is experimenting with a newly invented headdress and also his sexuality that will allow
Amazing.
That will allow me to read people's thoughts.
They're gay thoughts!
A bit too bold, don't you think? Mind if I put you to the test? What am I thinking of?
You'll have to allow me to get the circuits warmed up. Though I can already tell that your thoughts are focused on
Wiener.
our common acquaintance, Mr. Donald Duxie. You wish to learn more about him from those who adore him. In this specific case, me.
How? Also, how are we using the word adore here? Is this like a platonic thing? Is this like Philos, Eros? Just
Foolish
affection
girl.
in the next line.
I have a deep respect and affection for Duxie, and I'm glad to be able to sing his praises, debunking that image of unfriendliness and superiority that he often leaves as a first impression.
Oh, are you telling me it is just a facade?
Yes, Duxie is both loyal and generous, on top of being a sensitive and attentive friend. Duplicated pages are always fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
A very gentle lover.
Aw.
As evidenced by Duxie saving his friend, Mr. Fethry Bingduck, from an engagement that could prove ruinous.
How? Why?
Oh, well, Donald wants it to be kept secret. It would be unseemly if the voice reached the ears of the person concerned.
But did he not give you his reasons for this interference?
Apparently, there were serious objections to be made against the young lady's family.
Oh, fuck.
Miss Downette, are you feeling well?
Forgive me. I forgot a commitment. I really have to go.
Lizzie's heart is outraged, whatever that means. She needs to be alone. She had attributed Fethry and Jane's separation to that witch Magica, but instead it was Duxie's capricious pride that had made her sister unhappy. Lizzie is filled with such revulsion that she even decides to refuse her invitation for watered-down tea at 5 o'clock.
But watered-down tea, though.
Is there any other kind? Anyway, she takes refuge among Jane's letters, considering leaving and meeting her in London. And it is precisely then that the tale takes an unexpected turn.
Is that you, Clara?
Pardon me, Miss Elizabeth. I thought I'd come fetch you and take you to Rosings. You know, for the 5 o'clock tea.
I'm not going, Mr. Duxie. Tell your uncle that I am unwell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I will. Then I bid you farewell, Miss Downet.
Are you feeling well, Mr. Duxie?
Yes. No. It's just that it's no use. My feelings can no longer be stifled. You must allow me to tell you, Elizabeth, that I admire you, and I love you. I love you ardently.
End of the second volume. All right, how's everybody feeling? It's getting pretty late. I know some people.
What
have
a turn of
tomorrow.
events!
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock where I am.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe we should
Yeah.
like do just like number.
mean,
I took Adderall like 5 p.m. I'm wired.
I mean, I can continue to the end. We've got
Yeah.
just one part left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I
Come
just
on,
gotta go
guys,
to the bathroom.
Let's speed run this.
Well, hang on, I
Second
gotta go to the
intermission.
bathroom first.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's make
Oh,
like
Is
it's
it
longer than the other two? Okay.
Is it longer than
Is
the
it?
other two? We might
A
have
little
to
bit.
It's
Yeah.
43 pages. The others were
Oh.
34 or whatever.
Yeah,
We've got
43
this. We've got this.
Alright, just let me pee.
I think that this is all
Gamer
Nazanin.
will do anything.
So like she can read like all this filler, or we can just.
I think this is. Oh, this is Daisy
Is it?
in here.
Oh,
this
Daisy
stuff.
and
This is
Vicky, I believe.
Daisy.
Yeah, I don't think
Isn't
we need
the
to.
original line?
What?
I'm just saying about the previous volume. Isn't the original line adornly?
Wait, huh?
The original line like adornly or something?
Dornley.
Like I love you adornly or something like that.
Ardent. I love you ardently.
I'm pretty
Ardently.
sure it's ardently. I saw the
cool.
meme with Gonzo. I know how it goes.
Yep.
That's right,
Ardent.
alright. Ardently. Do you guys like read often?
Yes.
I had to read this
Okay.
book for for high school.
Same. But there was also a movie, and I'm like, I learn better through movies.
Yeah, movies are good.
I'm just gonna like post that meme in Brolicor.
Oh yeah, the Gonzo one. Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta bring this into my recording. Look at this.
Amazingly.
I love you
Wait, all right. Who said they read
most
often?
ardently.
Wait,
I do.
can I just assume you all? I do. All right. Who's that?
This is Rose.
All right. Cool.
I'm sorry, Mr. Darcy, was it? But I mean, Rizzo
Because like
and
I don't. Like I honest to God don't. And you all like you're all doing this better than I am. I'm like
You're fine.
Yes.
By the way, y'all are free to judge me on my Gonzo. It's in
It's
progress.
fine.
It's in
That's my
progress.
favorite image on the internet.
Yes.
I think the only solution is just to do this more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, my guy. So,
My guy, my
Okay.
dude.
Paying gigs?
And yet you still can't get your mic working.
I'm sorry. No,
Sorry doesn't sweeten my tea.
I'm 19 still. I've been doing this since I was 13.
Oh, so
that's
you're a child. You've been doing it since you were a literal child.
that's
Yeah,
that's
but I'm
dope.
not-
I mean, it's probably
child
not fair of me to call you a child because I'm 22.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I'm just a couple years younger than you, but
But
that's
you
fine.
are a teenager.
Oh no,
so
no longer
kind
the
of a
baby
child.
of the chat.
You're not.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh shit, I'm the baby.
You are baby.
Baby.
Okay, after this, I must reclaim my rightful position as baby.
We will
Oh,
duel.
shit, Rose, you're dead.
Oh God, what are you gonna do to her?
Are you challenging
Are-
me
are-
to single combat?
I'm just saying, I have a
you guys
representative gauntlet.
Oh, then whoever can sing the highest.
Oh, I lose then.
Oh gosh, it's like one of those K-pop high note battles.
I'm an alto, so I lose by
I'm
default.
also an alto, although I can hit a couple of high notes. Anyway.
my sister's an actual soprano, and it's like fucking ear deafening because she has like the worst temper.
Ooh. Okay, where were we?
Get like fucking your ears.
All right, we are in Pride and Prejudice, the 3rd volume. I don't think we need to introduce all of the different locations.
Places.
I think we can jump right in to, I believe this
We
is
got the farm, the
Daisy.
Bing Duck's place, the money bin, and
Hell yeah.
London.
Yep.
That's Dickie.
Right. Oh,
What a very
Lizzie.
unfortunate name. Sorry.
You're fine. Oh, Lizzie! A I'm gonna read this. Oh, Lizzie! A declaration of love from Duxie!
No, Jane, not at all. It was so sudden that I could hardly believe it.
You were left with your beak agape!
Well, for a moment. And Duxie, for some reason, felt encouraged by my silence.
Oh.
He went on to list all the obstacles his love for me had let him overcome.
Your family and your lifestyle.
I love Lizzie's face here. She's just like, please stop, I am so uncomfortable. And while on one hand, learning of Duxie's standing was in love with me was surprising. On the other hand, those last words of his rekindled my indignation. How dare you presume that I would accept the one who is doubly responsible for both my sister's unhappiness and for that of poor Mr. Wickham? Do you deny having prevented the engagement between Mr. Bingduck and Jane, or to having stopped your uncle from giving Gladstone money to invest, depriving him of economic independence?
No, I do not deny it.
Then nothing can make me change my mind about you, Mr. Duxie. You are conceited and selfish, and thus the last duck in the world I would allow myself to be betrothed to.
Even after your uncle? Your cousin?
Goldrick.
The Goldrick's
Well,
already
remember,
taken, you know, he's not a thought. He's not a thought in our mind.
He has an immense library.
Let's just move on.
That is true.
That never happened.
Yes.
You have said quite enough, Miss Downett. I comprehend your feelings. Forgive me. I hope you accept my sincere best wishes for your health and happiness.
Naturally, Lizzie, as she confides with Jane, leaves out the part about her and Bingduck. But she does talk to her about Donald, who sends her a letter the following day, in which he clarifies his position regarding these accusations. Lizzie reads some excerpts from the letter to her sister, taking pains to avoid the parts where Duxie admits he didn't notice that Jane was returning Fethry's interest, and thus kept Jane's presence in London from Fethry.
What foolishness, and what else did he confess?
Oh, just some juicy things related to Wickham.
You are free to not believe me, but I want to tell you about the real nature of Mr. Gladstone Wickham. I admit I dissuaded my uncle from entrusting him with money.
But only because I knew my cousin's attitude is to squander without hesitation.
Wickham is an outstandingly charming and gallant, but it hides the soul of a cold duck, Goose, and an accumulator of debts. In the days when he attended Pemberley, he found, in one of his many strokes of luck, a precious necklace that my sister Georgiana had lost, one very dear to her, apparently dropped by Ratface after swimming in some white paint, which Wickham returned, but only upon the payment of a lavish reward.
Pay up, darling.
Which he then, as usual, squandered.
I don't know how he fooled you, but he did.
I suppose you couldn't expose him because you were not inclined to suspicion.
Who could have imagined such a thing? Wickham seemed so virtuous.
The drama. The high family drama.
I feel sorry for Duxie.
Me too.
Elizabeth realizes how, in her relationship with Duxie, she let herself be guided by her prejudice alone.
Ding, ding,
And
ding,
never-
ding, ding. There it is.
And
Roll
never by her common sense, but that's a different book, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it is.
Does she feel compassion for him?
For the feelings she feels she has trodden on, yes. But her main concern remains for Jane, who has lost a happy future. Anyway, the sisters' return to Longbourn coincides with the last days of the regiment's stay in Meryton. Lizzie is stressed at the thought of Wickham's departure. She and Jane have decided not to tell anyone what they found out about him. The farm is in a happy uproar due to the approach of that gastronomic competition, which Grandma and the younger sisters have prepared for so much. Apparently, little Lydia, the most talented of the three, managed to
Find out the ideal mixture for the perfect dish.
For the saute, yes. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and hid that in a secret spot. And it is with that recipe that we will participate in the contest.
Great idea, girls. Let's fry all the other competitors in our envy.
The idea of the contest distracts Lizzie from worries about Donald and Gladstone, but above all she thought of the imminent summer vacation with her uncle and aunt in the Lake District.
Scarf and mantle?
Lizzie,
Huh?
it just arrived. It's from our uncle.
Just a few days before departure? Oh, I hope it is nothing serious. Oh, luckily it's just a change of destination. Due to Uncle Gus's engagements with the Gourmet Circle, we will go somewhere closer. We will go to Derbyshire.
Derbyshire?
Isn't that where the Duxie estate is located?
Nothing gets by you, huh? Derbyshire, Oxford, Warwick, Birmingham.
I'm no longer fit to be walking this far.
Lunch break?
And then, of course, Pemberley.
I'm afraid we've run out of supplies.
That must be the Duxie property. I wish I could take a peek. Do you think they open their doors to visitors?
Let's just have ourselves a try. Maybe they'll also offer appetizers.
Well, wait a moment, Uncle Gus. Aunt, don't you think it would be rude to show up suddenly? It would be...
A great pleasure. Welcome to Pemberley. I am Mrs. Reynolds, the housekeeper. The gentlemen are not home at the moment, but I would be glad to guide you and give you the opportunity to appreciate the good taste of the Duxies, the elegance of their humble mansion.
Enchanting.
Each object has either been owned by the family for generations or been chosen by Mr. Duxie himself.
How refined. Don't you think so, Lizzie?
Yes, of course.
Do you find the place reflects Mr. Duxie's personality?
Well...
You know the young master? He is quite amiable, isn't he? He always has been like that. Beautiful, polite, generous, and always very affectionate towards his younger sister.
Lupin.
Okay. Is this
Sorry.
him? Does it look like him, Lizzie?
Yes, it is.
Extraordinarily handsome.
And the next one would be?
Mr. Wickham, the cousin. Nothing in common, alas. He might be in the army now, but he seems to be a good-for-nothing nonetheless.
Duxie would agree.
Wickham, meanwhile, is approaching the last days of his stay in Meryton. Distressed by his accumulated debts, he notices a certain poster.
A competition in the culinary arts. And the first prize corresponds exactly to the amount I need. However, to participate, you must bring an original recipe. Thank you, oh blindfolded goddess.
Hey, no problem, babe.
I'll get you back later. I must make haste. The final will take place in London in 3 days.
What an interesting visit. My eyes had their fill of so many wonders.
My belly had its fill of so many delicacies. Really thoughtful there, Mrs. Reynolds, not to let us leave without refreshments. Without us asking for anything at that.
Your stomach was eloquent enough, dear uncle.
Too bad I didn't meet him in person.
Mr. Duxie!
Miss Elizabeth! What a surprise.
But your housekeeper, well...
She said you wouldn't be back until tomorrow. Huh? Miss Reynolds had the right of it. I came early. Miss Downett, please do me the honor of introducing me to your friends.
Of course. They are actually my aunt and uncle, Emily and Gus Goosner. We are headed on a vacation not far from here in Lambton.
Charmed to meet you, Mrs. Goosener. So you favor the culinary arts, Mr. Goosener? To say the very least, I just love the taste of, well,
Donald
anything.
and Gus immediately strike up a conversation, almost like if they were old friends. For Lizzie, it's sweet revenge to find that she has relatives that she doesn't have to feel ashamed about in the presence of Mr. Duxie. But disbelief prevails. In Donald's gentle ways, there is not a trace of a grudge. Duxie not only seems happy to reunite, but even takes his leave, saying...
Sorry, I got confused as to whether that was Gus's or Donald's line. I mean, the narration seems to think it's Donald's. Anyway. There is a certain someone who would very much like to meet you.
Huh?
Would you allow me, if I don't ask too much, to introduce you to Georgiana one of these days?
Holy shit.
Lizzie feels flattered by such a request. She seems to have found... And the next day, visiting the surroundings that seem to speak only of Pemberley's duck...
Blah, 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 Donald, blah, blah, Duxie, blah, blah,
She
blah,
seems
blah.
to have found an enchanting serenity. In the evening, she returns to the hotel, intending to write a letter to Jane to tell her everything, only to find out that Jane had been quicker. But unlike Lizzie, Jane has no good news.
Lydia has lost her recipe for the perfect dish. That slip of paper just refuses to be found. Lydia says she wants to give up the contest, even though she's been preparing this for months and everyone had high hopes for that prize.
The poor dear. What can we do?
Well, continuing my holiday as if nothing happened is out of the question. I must prepare my things. I'll have a carriage called immediately, and... Mr. Duxie?
Miss Downett, I was looking for you.
Not now. This is not the time.
Wait. You look upset. Did something happen?
Read.
Oh. I need you to confirm one thing. This culinary competition your sister is talking about, is it the one that will take place in London tomorrow?
Exactly. Why do you ask?
You may use my carriage to go back to Longbourn. I'll call upon the coachman right away.
Mr. Duxie, thank you.
Fear not, dear. Because of the gourmet circle, your uncle knows a lot of people in London, and he will do everything he can to allow Lydia to participate in the contest. Maybe he'll ask them to postpone the final, to give Lydia time to put that recipe back together.
I really hope so, Aunt Emily.
In truth, this matter worries Lizzie so very much that her carriage moves at high pace, but the road still never seems to end.
Oh heavens, it's time for me to leave for home as well.
Why don't you stay for dinner? There isn't much left until the end.
Done deal, but leave the cooking to me. I'm great at it, almost like your Elvira Downett.
Dear readers, let us continue the story soon.
I think this
Part
continued like
two.
later on in this issue of Topolino or something.
Yes.
I think it did too, yeah.
So when does Lizzie reach the farm?
The evening of the following day, and while the journey was tiring, she is greeted by an atmosphere of euphoria. She can only make out that...
At the very last minute, the recipe was found. Lydia was able to reach London.
where she won the first prize.
Oh, Grandma, Aunt Bree, girls, I'm so happy.
I think that's one of the triplets.
It was a message from Uncle Gus that told us everything. I think that's... Oh, wait, no, Lydia herself has not come back yet. I think that's Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a message from Uncle Gus that told us everything.
Lizzie directs her gratitude towards Uncle Gus, giving him the credit. Lydia comes home a couple of days later with the news that...
What is it? I want to know too. Netherfield will soon be rented again.
This time permanently by Bing Duck.
Nani? Mosca.
Oh. The collective excitement is palpable. The return of the Bing Ducks as neighbors can only mean...
More dances! Feasts! Promenades!
And this time, I hope an engagement is made.
Say who? Hard to say who between Jane and Lizzie is more troubled by those words. And then one day...
Mr. Bing Duck and Mr. Duxie on horseback.
Oh. They'll be here soon. Time to clean yourself up, my young ladies. Jane, you sit here. The afternoon light makes your hair shine like gold. And Lizzie, you get that pallor away from your face right now.
Ow! Ouch! Owie!
Good.
the triplets with the dots for eyes.
Yeah.
That's so cute, though.
Well, I love the triplets. They're so cute.
They're staring into my soul.
Mr. Bing Duck, Mr. Duxie, what a pleasure to see you both again.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Miss Downet. I hope it has been Smash.
Oh.
I find you more enchanting than ever, Miss Jane.
It is clear that Mr. Bing Duck wishes for a little alone time with your sister.
Miss Jane!
Mr. Bing Duck.
I just noticed Brigitta's hair is shaped like a heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
That's the point.
His love is in the air.
Yes.
Do more in there. Let me see too.
What are they watching? That's your sister.
Womp womp.
Little busybodies. I hope you are well, Miss Elizabeth.
I'm very well, thank you, Mr. Duxie. I'm guessing you already know Lydia won the contest.
I'm glad.
Ow.
Yes! Oh, yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, I love this.
Another good duck lost to the brutalities of love. I mean, that's what his face says.
Mary and Kitty announce the news of the engagement to Grandma while Bridget reclines on the couch.
Finally satisfied, I suppose.
Jane, on the other hand, bids her farewell to her beloved who leaves on horseback with his silent friend.
Oh, Lizzie! How I wish you could find the right duck as well.
Of course, it would be a nice fellow like that Duxie, huh? Huh? He's always quiet and stiff, though. Just like at my award ceremony in London. What? Duxie was present at the award ceremony? Oh yes, it was thanks to him that... Oops! That is to remain a secret. A secret? Why? Lydia! It is useless to interrogate me, big sister. If I revealed it, it would no longer be a secret. Do not insist. You will not get anything else out of me. But... Did you know?
Gotta get one more pause in there.
Rose! Rose!
Rose.
Rose!
Rose.
Let's make the key this time the tab
Rose.
key.
Hello?
Hey.
Rose.
Okay,
Do you want me to do that again?
but... Did you know?
No, I assure you.
I think you have another line here.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Maybe you should write to the. How do you say that?
Gooseners.
All right. Maybe you should write to the goose nurse to get an explanation.
Certainly, dear Lizzie. The Mr. Duxie. Wait, I almost said a bad word.
Mr. Douchebag.
Okay. Let me start
Mr.
over.
Bing Bong and Mr. Douchebag.
I mean, it's appropriate. Anyway.
Certainly, dear Lizzie. Though Mr. Duxie did ask us to keep the matter private, he is so modest. I don't see how you can think bad of him. Before Uncle Goose could contact anyone in the gourmet circle, Mr. Duxie went on a trip to London. His sister Georgiana's passion for cooking had her end up as one of the organizers of the competition, and he wanted to ask her to stall for some time. But on site, who did he see in line to sign up with a nice piece of paper in his hand? Wickham. When he was questioned about it, Gladstone admitted to having found
whack, 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 whack.
and not stolen that
Whack,
recipe.
whack, whack, whack. Whack, 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 whack.
And he wanted to participate, counting on his luck to win the day. But of course, he had no intention at all of giving up the slip of paper. Yes, you got it right. It was Lydia's dish, which a mischievous wind had delivered into the wrong hands.
Dun dun.
The Santa Ana wins.
The Santana wins. You know they're so smooth. Okay, I think we're thinking of two different things here.
The lively exchange of words between the cousins attracted the attention of a passing painter. And as soon as he saw handsome Gladstone, he realized he had found exactly the type he needed. And he promised him an amount equal to the first prize of the contest if he were to pose for him. Wickham, flattered by the offer and always eager to get paid for sitting around doing nothing, accepted without hesitation, giving up on the culinary competition.
Mr. Duxie took great care to send the news of the discovery of the recipe to Longbourn as quickly as possible. Taking advantage of a friend of Duxie that was passing by, Lydia reached London in time to win the final and was given the prize by the young and lovely Georgiana.
A carriage. We have visitors, Lizzie.
Jane? I can barely believe it. Duxie did all this for my family.
Wholesome.
Oh, silly Lizzie. You misunderstood everything about that beautiful duck. He is good, humble, and generous. Had I been in his shoes, I would have never spoken to me again. And instead, Donald...
Lizzie, where's your head at?
Oh, just hear how fine his name sounds when you think about it. Duxie. Donald Duxie.
I've called out to you 1,000 times. Are you listening to me, Lizzie? There is someone waiting for you.
His lordship is in a hurry. He refused to even sit down.
Time is money, Miss Donnet, but you do not seem to attach much value to it.
Lord de Burgh, to what do I owe the honor of your visit?
Do not try any pretense with me, Miss Elizabeth. It will not work. I notice that you emphasize appearances and surround yourself with many useless trappings.
Really?
None of which are enough to conceal the modest nature of this house. I am here because I wish to confer with you in private, Miss Elizabeth. I would suggest moving to your garden, which, although small in size, is not cluttered with expensive frivolities.
A garden? It may be nothing compared to Rosings, but it's much bigger than that of the Lucases, sir.
I'm amazed. What a grim and haughty duck.
Fascinating, is he not?
And there it is. There it is.
I had heard of him, but I hadn't imagined him that way.
Oh no.
Maybe, for once, I could stop thinking about just marrying my nieces off and spend my thoughts on that golden bachelor.
And there it is,
could
what
be
we've all
worse.
been waiting for.
Dickie's face right there, just completely like.
There is a
Right.
rumor that you have an
Sounds
engagement
good.
with my nephew Donald Duxie coming up. I hope the rumor is false. If not, I urge you to refuse such an intolerably unseemly offer.
Oh, thank God! I thought he was going to propose to her too.
Why do I always attract old creeps?
Come now, a girl of such modest means, living on a farm. You must promise me that you will never get engaged to my nephew.
I have no intention of making such a promise, sir. And now, please excuse me.
Who put that rumor out there? Lizzie will be upset.
And how? She would like to tell Jane about it, but she is afraid of disturbing Jane's perfect happiness. The following day, the Downett family receives visitors again.
Fethry's face in this panel alone could be used as like a reaction image.
I love it.
Yup.
Duck comics in general are just an untapped source of like reaction image potential.
That
Agreed.
horse looks rapid.
You.
Welcome. We missed you. Do you have a present for us this time?
Hello there, girls.
Let's tell Jane. Yes, let's go.
You bring joy to our home, Mr. Bing Duck.
And for this joy, I am indebted to the others, Miss Elizabeth. Hold on, let's see. Other line. You see, my friend Duxie hides in the shadows. But if he hadn't pushed me to plead myself to your sister, I would now be the most unhappy duck in the universe.
He made you.
And with such insistence, when I had lost all hope of conquering Jane, it was Donald who suggested that perhaps she, although shy and reserved, returned my feelings. Now tell me, where's my Jane? Every second spent away from her seems like one wasted.
Aw,
She's
he's
in the living
love.
room along with my aunt and the three little ones.
I'm off.
Thank you.
Wrong
Thank
character.
you so very
Wrong
much.
character. Don't fret. Never been better. I'm bursting with happiness.
Me too. And I never imagined the one responsible for so much joy would be Mr. Duxie.
Miss Elizabeth. Are you all right?
Wonderful, really. I am indebted to you, Mr. Duxie, and grateful, infinitely grateful for what you did. First for Lydia and then for Jane. I thank you on their behalf. If there is anything I can do that we can reciprocate.
If you have to thank me for that, please. Do it on your behalf. I can't deny, I've done everything for you. Elizabeth, if your feelings are still what they were last April, tell me so, at once. My affections and wishes are unchanged, but one word of yours will silence me forever.
Mr. Duxie,
I know you met my uncle, and I also know what you told him.
Oh.
Thinking about your answer to him, I would think if you hated me, you would have had no qualms about reporting it to Lord Scrooge.
You have the right of it. And yet, your uncle gave his clear veto. I thought he was making it understood he was aiming much higher.
You referring to Magica? That witch.
Huh?
Do you know what hid behind her interest in me? The desire to illegally appropriate my uncle's first coin.
Guilty as charged, darling.
Just out of the goddamn bush. Right there.
Oh, we love it.
And then Donald gives her the
You'll
begone
never
thought
get
look.
my dime.
Yes. Are you serious?
She was convinced that the lucky charm of such a rich duck would end up covering her with gold too. But then
Monkey
she
talk,
let a
she
few
gets
words
buried in
slip to her
gold.
brother, and Fethry came to tell me about it. That sad episode had the merit of opening my uncle's eyes to what the true nature of nobility is. Nobility?
Nobility.
Yes, of course. That sad episode had the merit of opening my uncle's eyes to what the true nature of nobility is. And it has nothing to do with money.
I have so many things to apologize to you for.
Come on now, what on earth could you have said that I didn't really deserve? Your accusations were ill-founded, but my behavior deserved blame. I was unpardonable.
We ought not dwell on the past, unless it pleases you. No need to bicker over who is most reprehensible.
Oh no. I think we can find something better to do.
Before marriage?
Shush.
And then they fuck.
Mad, stop it. This is a tender, romantic,
tender moment.
PG
and like
moment.
About halfway through, I even tried to
Damn.
drop the Trust McNeil impression and take this seriously.
So, Martha, what do you think?
It will be a success, Jane. Why, I bet that in 2 centuries people will still be talking about it.
Correct.
Epilogue.
Not
Shot
three,
in
though.
Cottage,
Not three.
29th November, 1812.
Dear Martha, I sold Pride and Prejudice for £110. I had hoped to get at least £150, but the publisher did not dare offer more for this work that I myself would define as a little bit of ivory, 2 inches wide, on which I work with so fine a brush as to produce little effect after much labor. But what matters is that my story has found its way and can now walk on its own legs. I hope it makes it far.
Oh look, who's that duck in the painting? Now would you stop trembling? I can't get your likeness. Ugh, you didn't have to use a boulder, did you? I did. The fatigue must be realistic. This is not exactly my idea of getting paid to sit around doing nothing.
The end.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
The fact that Jane Austen has that painting implies that he posed for it in real life. So Wickham exists in her universe at least. So it's possible
Pride and
that she's
Prejudice
just
is
writing down a bunch
is
of stuff
true
that happened
story.
to her friends.
Most likely.
So
Or maybe
she's
she was
just,
inspired by those
she's
paintings.
just hanging all of them out to dry.
Plot twist. Jane Austen is actually Jane Downett. Years in the future, like she dyed her hair and decided to write about like the story of like her and her sisters.
Aww,
Oh, that'd be cool.
I love that.
Yes.
I do too.
We did it, y'all. We did it, Reddit.
Yeah.
We finally did it. We beat the curse.
We beat
took-
the curse.
It took
Some
3
technical
times.
difficulties, but not all.
Yeah.
Yeah!
In your face, curse.
Yes, it was. Yes, we
Fuck you,
finally beat the
curse.
curse.
Oh,
Which is good because I feel like if this was truly cursed, like I would be the one like dying at like age 22 of drug problems.
Damn.
all right.
Alright, I guess we're all gonna go to bed now.
Yeah. I got
Yes,
close.
Night.
We're all gonna go to
Thank you.
bed.
Good night. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo! It was fun, y'all.
I need to say something really cool here to close out the episode.
All right.
Baked beans. They're just really good, guys.
Baked beans.
I hate
Baked
beans.
beans.
Well then, fuck you.
How dare you? I carried this whole thing.
Damn.
Actually, you had like one roll. Like me, and AJ,
I
we
had
were
one
doing-
role, and it's the author of this story.
We were doing the heavy lifting here.
Oh,
Literally,
the
with
heavy
a
lifting
face.
of writing Pride and Prejudice.
We love you. We do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Last I
we
checked, it wasn't
appreciate the
April,
hell
May,
out of
and
ya.
June.
What?
Last I checked, it wasn't April, May, and June who wrote it.
Nerp.
I beg to differ. Okay, I'm too tired to start a Wikipedia account and pettily edit the page so that it says that April, May, and June wrote it, but
The real Jane Austen's ghost is gonna come back and haunt you so hard.
on a better day, I would.
Well, you've got
Alright.
20 minutes until the next day, so maybe that'll be it.
20. All right.
Alright. Alright, good night, all.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Baked Bean, subscribe to Snapcube.
Yeah.
Yeah.